What's going on, guys? So, I don't know how the audio is, but I figured I'd go live when I got back home from the city where I left my Mavic 3 Cine somewhere. I'm left with the jock strap with no drone. Really bummed out. It's kind of like leaving your loved one or your pet or something somewhere and driving away from it. It really is not a good feeling when you left something that is not only of value but also has a lot of footage and a lot of your energy on it. So pretty bummed out, but I'm praying that it didn't hurt anyone. I have no idea where it went. It literally just became unresponsive. I was using the standard remote, not my smart controller, which shouldn't matter. I flew this zone a ton of times with really no issue. There's a lot of interference in the city, period. But at the same time, I've never had it. Actually, I have had one time recently, my Mavic 2 Zoom, I talked about it a little bit, but I had it in the city, not at the same location, and the thing would not lower. It was literally stuck at around 600 feet. And it wouldn't descend. So I was pushing down on the left stick, no matter what I did, restarting the app, force quitting everything, turning off phones or controllers, it literally would not come down. And I could physically see the drone up in the air, but it wouldn't descend. So basically it wasn't responsive to my stick input. I was still connected to the app with that one, but the bottom line was DJI sent the logs and everything to their upper people who read all of that. And they gave me a new drone and controller, not under refresh, but under warranty. And they wouldn't tell me exactly what happened because, of course, they're not going to admit to anything ever. But they told me it wasn't my fault, for whatever that's worth. I'm not saying this wasn't my fault, but I highly doubt it was. I literally was flying the drone back. I had visual line of sight on it. I was in the city flying over the river, kind of by Trump Tower area, if you're familiar. But I was in the zone where I fly normally, coming in probably 400 feet up, and I was watching the drone. It passed Marina Towers. It was lowering, kind of coming back to me. I was actually really content. I got seriously the best Chicago footage I ever shot, all on ProRes. I was going to completely max out the SSD, do tests on the transfer speed of getting it off the SSD. I had the drone at altitude. I had so much footage from the day, which is why I'm really bummed out, because that's all gone. And I literally flew my ass off and got some of the smoothest, nicest motions and all kinds of good stuff. Simon, my cat. Come here, Simon. These are what are most important in life, little animals and things like this. So regardless, this is what you come back to and realize that it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, shit happens. And even I talked to DJI Arizona about this, and they don't even have the resources or the technology. I don't know. They don't have the ability to read Mavic 3 log files yet. So that's how new this drone is. So it's bleeding edge technology, essentially. So stuff definitely can go wrong. I don't know what went wrong. As I said, I literally was flying in, watching the drone come back to me. So I'm flying, watching the drone, lowering, kind of flying towards me, and it just stopped in the air and it wasn't responding to the sticks. Yeah, the drone's gone, dude. I have nothing. I have the freaking jock strap and the controller. So this is it. All my footage is gone. The drone's gone. And I have refresh attached to it. I'm hoping I don't even have to use my refresh because this should be under warranty. This literally happened, as I said, with my Mavic 2 Zoom. Not the same thing, but as I said, when I was flying back to me, it became unresponsive. I couldn't physically push, like the drone would not move. It wouldn't do anything with the stick input. So I thought possibly a wind gust or something. I threw it in the sport mode to try to break through it. Then all of a sudden, it went right back into... it broke connection to my phone. So I had lost total connection to the drone. And it was basically, I restarted the controller, I restarted the phone, I tried everything, unplugging the lightning cable, plugging it back in, and it was just giving me the pop-up screen, selecting your drone, like Mavic 3. I mean, I had no signal to the remote whatsoever. And then when all that started to happen, I basically lost sight of the drone, and I literally couldn't find it. I have no idea where it went. I mean, again, the gray drone is not great in the city. It really does get lost very easily. Like, I mean, you have to physically like watch the thing, but it's so small and kind of slim and streamlined looking, and it just blends in with everything. And it was literally against a black building, and I was kind of watching it, but when everything went to hell and I lost the signal and the connection to the remote, it's easy to kind of panic a little bit. I mean, I tried not to, but again, you know, I knew I couldn't see the drone anymore. I know I had no connection to the drone. I had no idea where it was. I couldn't control it. And it's $4,000 sitting up there with, you know, literally I probably had 400 gigabytes of ProRes footage on that thing, all from this morning, and literally some of the best flying I think I've ever done in Chicago. I mean, I was so proud of what I did, and I was so excited to share with you guys and YouTube this Chicago Cine cinematic edit, and just so bummed out. I mean, honestly, if I just got the drone back to recover the footage, I would be so stoked. But I put the feelers out in the community and some of the drone groups and some of the photography places in Chicago, and I just said, hey, if you see this drone, you know, it's mine, and please recover it. There'll be a reward. But I know there's a lot of interference issues. I mean, it's easy to get down on DJI because that's the DJI drone that I was flying, but it can happen with any drone. I was also talking with someone from DJI Arizona, and he said he sold a bunch of thermal drones, like $8,000 drones to someone, and he said two of them, one of them fell to the ground when they were training with them for like search and rescue, and then another one flew away. So two big $10,000 hotels, you know, have the same issue. So, I mean, it isn't necessarily DJI per se, but for me, I've had two major instances with my drone becoming unresponsive recently. And again, the Zoom, I have a case. They basically, as I said, sent me a brand new drone and remote stating it was not my fault. It was under warranty. They'll take care of it. And I would imagine this would be the same case, but, you know, I don't know where the drone is. I mean, I went to two different buildings where supposedly was the zone where it was kind of honing in on with the last reading. And I got the two roofs in the city, and one of the engineers let me on and the other one let me on. They had like a restaurant up on top, but I couldn't find it. I mean, it's super windy up there too. I mean, who knows what happened. And it also showed, for whatever reason, where I was sitting across from the Trump Tower, essentially. There's a river, Trump Tower, and then I was sitting across from the Trump Tower across the river, and it was showing my home point actually being by the Trump Tower. So I have no idea why nothing was accurate. I mean, yeah, see this little Buddhist meditation bowl? Really, really need a little calming right now. I mean, just completely frazzled. It's hard, you know, put yourself in my shoes or someone's shoes who loses a drone of value, and that situation just is so unnerving because you don't want it to hurt anyone. You don't want to lose, I mean, it's losing control. Who wants to have any situation where you don't have control of it? I mean, it's really kind of scary and unnerving and not a good feeling, and it just makes you, you know, feel like shit, basically. So, I don't know. I mean, as I said, I got the gimbal guard, I got the remote, got the smart controller. Nothing happened to that because I wasn't using it. But really, 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 really bummed out. And I mean, it's kind of a crappy feeling, you know, almost like you did something wrong. And I don't know, maybe I did. I don't know what I could have done. I mean, I had visual line of sight. I was flying legally. The airspace was legal. And I've flown there a bunch of times. A lot of people fly in that zone. It's definitely an interference type zone. But at the same time, I wasn't over people and doing anything illegal, at least, you know, not that I'm aware of, and just wouldn't respond. So I don't know. The Find My Drone thing said it wasn't connected anymore, and the last point was basically by this hotel where I went to the hotel, went up to the roof. The engineer was really kind and gave, you know, a lot of his energy. Simon, come here, come here, come here. Come here. Okay. Simon wants part of this. Good boy. But I don't know. I mean, DJI, their support line is apparently under maintenance. So I can't even get in touch with DJI support, which blows. There you go. So I don't know. I talked to DJI Arizona where I bought my Inspire 2 from, and they were kind enough to help me out. And they're going to talk to the people that they need to express what happened. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a little bug. Yes, I got him. Sorry, bug. But you got him. So yeah, I mean, it's actually probably like $4,000. I got the smart controller still in my house, but they definitely need to do right by this. I did not do anything that should have caused this. I mean, I literally was flying. I had my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm using that to stream right now. And it just broke connection. Like I didn't have the drone connected or set up, and I could not see anything. I had no signal. So yeah, here, let me try to go on my iPad and see if I can see you guys commenting, if you are commenting, and I can respond. But it's crazy when you get in a situation like this, it's really hard to not panic a little bit. I mean, you almost start losing control of your thoughts and what you're doing and trying to type something. And I was trying to reach out to some people to see if they had any suggestions. I mean, I was kind of freaking out. I mean, it's hard not to. This $5,000 essential investment, I mean, my footage on there was, to me, priceless. I literally, I mean, as I said, guarantee you guys would have been so blown away with the ProRes footage. This was like the most beautiful footage of Chicago, probably, you know, not shot by anyone, but shot by me for sure, and probably some of the nicest drone footage shot, period. I mean, it was really stunning, all ProRes, all captured to the SSD. I mean, I probably had 400 or 500 gigs on there from just today. I was trying to max out the terabyte drive and then do a video on transferring the terabyte drive to my computer so people could see. They were inquiring how fast it would transfer off with a high-speed data cable. So, I mean, in theory, it was going to be a really, really good day until that happened. So, yeah, it sucks, brother. Appreciate it. So bummed out, you have no idea. I mean, just really kind of just trying to ground myself and not get completely freaked out. Here, let me see something. I mean, it could be worse. You know, it's not necessarily, let me see. Okay, there we go. I got the check. I mean, health is intact. I'm back safely. Fortunately, I'm hoping that drone didn't hit anyone or hurt anyone. But again, when something like this happens, you have no idea. When you have a flyaway or something, it's hard to know where the drone actually ended up. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the job really mattered. I mean, honestly, it feels like it's my job every time I fly and launch the drone. I mean, YouTube isn't my career, but testing drones and kind of getting familiar with the drones and flying with a new piece of gear, I mean, it all kind of lends itself to my work. So when I go out on a job, I can fly that thing and have it all dialed in. This is exactly what I did before my Air 2 went into the bay. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I don't know if it went into the river, but no, there's no way they're giving me a 30% discount. They definitely, I mean, I have Refresh, which has a flyaway coverage regardless, but there's no way I'm using my Refresh on this. As I said, I'm almost 99% confident that it was not user error. I mean, I was watching the drone and it literally became unresponsive and then just broke connection. So I don't know what went on. I almost feel like it's something with the geofencing or something. Like, hey, Simon, come on. Simon's eating my plant. He really wants attention. But like I think Greg from Pilot Institute was saying that possibly it can get caught into a geofencing type zone and almost become unresponsive because it can't tell if you're even there. I don't know. It's just something that I really don't enjoy about the DJI thing. Supposedly Autel is going to be introducing geofencing soon, so that kind of sucks. DJI should be able to review it. Apparently nobody can because it's such a new drone. They don't even have the software or something, supposedly, to read the Mavic 3 files yet, the log files. That's what DJI Arizona was telling me. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, it's that new of a drone. People want to say whatever they want. you know, but it's super bleeding edge, brand new drone. They don't even have, again, the technology supposedly to read the log files. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's true, but basically brand new. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's just a feeling. I had my Mavic 2 Zoom become unresponsive on me, which was really a super, you know, palm sweating moment where I literally could not land the drone. I couldn't get it back to the ground. So that was super unnerving and a really shitty feeling and experience as a drone pilot and just someone flying. So that was unnerving to say the least, and something that they still didn't really explain what happened to me. And again, they did warranty it, so it wasn't a refresh. They did say that it wasn't my fault. They admitted to it in an email. I got that. But at the same time, my Inspire 2 was giving me issues, and I'm basically a DJI customer who spent a bunch of money with them, probably 15 grand in the last 4 months, and I've had nothing but headaches and bad experiences. So I really don't feel good about having 3 different drones with 3 different major issues, and that's basically it. So, yeah, Autel definitely feels better. It doesn't mean they're not going to have issues too when I can't get a flyaway or something because of it. But at the same time, I'm just really bummed that this happened, basically. So it's not necessarily hating on DJI. I know it can happen to anything or any manufacturer, but for my Inspire 2 to have major issues, to have my Mavic 2 Zoom to have issues, to have this now fly away, I mean, it just sucks. So, Simon, here, hold on. Right. Gotta throw his toy. There you go. Simon, my kitty, is really a high energy Siamese. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I can't even get in touch with DJI right now because their phone lines. If you try to call DJI support, that number in California or whatever, it's like an 818 number, you'll get like all kinds of weird Chinese automated messages. So they're doing some kind of maintenance on their lines, so I can't even get in touch with anyone. So that's ultra frustrating. I mean, it really is a crappy feeling, you know, today. I don't know. But we do have the jock strap still in our hands. This is worth at least $4,000. So, man. Simon, hold on. Okay. But I don't know, lesson learned, I really don't know what I did. I mean, I guess the lesson learned is flying in a city with a lot of interference is very high risk. So anytime you're flying in a Chicago area and city type limit, and you're maybe even shooting a job, I would raise the price that much more because of all the risk that goes into it. Fortunately, I do have insurance. I got $1 million liability coverage with Skywatch, so at least I'm insured. I don't have the Hall coverage because I have refresh attached to this drone, but I do have insurance flying in the city with this drone. So if anything were, God forbid, to happen, I at least did have insurance and I have that part set. So again, when you lose total connection to your drone and it's basically like you don't even have a drone attached and you can't see it, I mean, there's really not much you can do. I hit the return to home button, didn't return to home. The home point was showing that it was across the street from me, which it wasn't. So basically, everything was just kind of off. And I tried to walk around and run around even and try to see and hear the drone, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't see it anywhere. That's the thing. It wasn't like it was 1,000 feet up. It was probably 400 feet up at the time, which is not that high when you're looking at buildings. And I visually had an eye on the drone, as I said, because I was flying it back in, and it became unresponsive. And it happened to be right against a black building, which I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, exactly, dude. George, I mean, if that thing was big orange drone, guarantee I wouldn't have lost sight of it. It really is a pain. It just sucks that that thing is so streamlined and skinny and dark gray. It blends against everything. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm done. I'm so spent. I'm really, really, really bummed out today. It's hard to get past these kinds of things without letting them affect you negatively. I mean, I kind of deal with depression as it is, so these things are kind of a kick in the gut, but you have to be grateful for what you have and move on and keep going positive, you know, direction, stay in the light, not in the dark kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, as I said, I hit the return to home button. It beeped like it was returning to home, but it did not come home. And I don't know where the drone is. It's crazy because you're in a big, huge city like Chicago, and you literally have no idea where the drone went. Like you try to look, but it can be anywhere. It can be on a ledge, it could be on an awning, it could be on a rooftop, it could be in an alley, it could be in someone's car, it could be in the river. Like I have no idea. I looked as much as I could. I even said a prayer to St. Anthony. I'm not super religious, but my name is Anthony, and my mom always used to do that. It's like to help you find stuff, but even St. Anthony could not find the Mavic 3 Cine. So I don't know, maybe someone will recover it and be kind enough to return it to its rightful owner. That would be really, really amazingly awesome. But I'm sure DJI will look at these log files and understand that it wasn't user error. I mean, I'm pretty confident of that, similar to my Mavic 2 Zoom thing. And again, I have proof of that. I got emails, I got cases, I have communications with everything. Yeah, exactly. It's cruising back to China right now. Next stop, Hong Kong. Battery life, 500 hours. I don't know. But I was doing my little meditation bowl to try to zen out. Simon, come here. So I don't know. Basically, DJI Arizona is going to step in. That's the place where I bought my Inspire 2 from, and they're going to try to help me out. I'm hoping. I honestly kind of want a refund. I don't even want to deal with this drone anymore. I mean, it was you know, as I said, if you would have seen the footage today, I would have kind of been sold on the drone. I mean, if I think it was as good and as beautiful as I was thinking it looked, I mean, on the screen, it was, like, you know, all ProRes, as I said. If I would have color graded that and edited it properly and tightened it up, I think everyone would have been blown away and sold on the Cine. But it flew away, so that canceled all that beautiful footage out. So I don't know, beautiful footage, drone gone. But I'm not sure, what would you guys do in a situation like this? Would you be bummed? Would you jump off a bridge? I don't know. Definitely not stoked. Not psyching on this one. I mean, possibly. I don't know. I mean, as I said, I wish I knew if I could have done more. Maybe I should have done a compass calibration. Maybe I should have paid more attention to my remote control signal strength. Just so you guys are aware, your GPS satellites mean one thing. That's important to have to a certain extent. I know I had like 15 satellites, but that's not what is going to break the connection to your remote. You need to pay attention to that remote control signal strength. That's everything. If you have a bad, poor kind of interference, there's so much signal going on in the city, all these 2.4, whatever it is, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I don't have like a spectrometer or whatever to read everything, but I know that there's a lot of interference with cell towers and cellular antennas and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything on that drone, man. It was brand new. I literally don't even think I had my FAA sticker on it. So actually, I know I didn't. I mean, I literally have just been flying really casually right around my neighborhood. This was like the first time I really flew down in the city, seriously. So not perfect, but I had my FAA license with me. Yeah, I mean, as I said, DJI definitely should replace it. I can't even get in touch with them right now. So if their phone lines are down, I don't know, maybe you guys can try and call DJI support, see if you have any luck, but I didn't have any luck getting through to anyone. I'm hoping, as I said, I can't even upload the logs to be read, supposedly, to certain people like DJI Arizona, because I don't think they can be read yet because it's such a new drone. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that definitely doesn't hurt, Paul. I mean, I just don't know where it went. I definitely don't feel like the Mavic 3 is a solid, stable drone as far as where it's at software-wise. And I know there was a firmware update that I think popped up that I didn't even do. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. And it said something regarding transmission, but again, I don't know. I mean, I updated everything when I got the drone and it said everything was current. So I'm not even sure if they had some brand new little firmware patch that came about, but I did see that after the drone was gone. I don't know. I mean, it's not in the middle of the ocean, AJ, but I don't know if I'll ever find it. I mean, if someone finds it and actually somehow knows to contact me, I don't know. I don't have anything on the drone. I don't even have, as I said, I didn't even have my FAA sticker on it, so I screwed up with that. Yeah, I mean, this thing didn't crash. As I said, I honestly have no idea what happened to it. I mean, I was watching it, as I said. I had visual line of sight on it. It was right in front of a black building, around 400 feet up. And then it wouldn't respond to my sticks. It wouldn't go forward. And basically, as I was pushing up on the right stick, would not come closer to me. I threw it in the sport mode, thinking it was a wind issue or a gust or something. And then it just broke signal from my controller. And I had nothing. It said, you know, like connect to your device kind of thing on this, in the Fly app. And that was it. And then I just lost track of the drone and it wasn't anywhere to be found. So I have no idea. Didn't have obviously my hand on the sticks or doing any kind of stick input. But yeah, not good. I don't know. So we'll see. I guess I'll have to see what DJI says. I did leave my business card with a couple building managers and the engineers. So there's that, but yeah, I mean, that return to home honestly was like, I had no idea what to do. I couldn't even communicate. I had no connection to my Fly app. The Fly app wasn't even like responsive. I didn't know where the drone was. So I just, you know, that was really my last saving grace, was hitting this button and hoping and praying that it would come back to me, but it didn't. And again, leaving. All right, go ahead, ready? Go. Shh. Cat just like flew into the wall. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try to get a refund for this. I mean, you know, I got a DJI Select member, just meaning I got 30 days to refund it, but this is an incident essentially happening. So first, what I need to make sure happens is that DJI, you know, basically takes blame for it and knows that it's a warranty issue, and then I can go and escalate it to saying I want my money back. I mean, I spent basically 10 grand with DJI on the Inspire 2 recently, and this was $5,600. So basically you have a customer who spent basically, you know, 20 grand almost in the last 6 months with them. And that's basically I don't know, it just sucks. You spend a bunch of money with the company and you have nothing but nightmares with each drone, and it doesn't give me peace of mind, and I'm not happy. So basically I'm not a happy customer. And you think it could have been a malicious act? I don't know. You know, that did cross my mind too. I know people are really weird with the Trump Tower thing, but I have no idea. I mean, how do I know? It did cross my mind that someone could have tried to F with something, but it's just your mind kind of running amok, thinking so much. You try to go across every scenario, but how do I prove that or know that? I mean, as I said, all I can do is upload my logs and see what they say, and DJI has to look into them, and that's it. And I mean, I'm hoping they understand I didn't do anything that should have caused me to break connection to your remote. I mean, how is that on me other than, I mean, it's an interference thing most likely, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I know it happens with others too. I mean, it does happen with Autel where people have flyaways and things like that, but they should do right by their customer for sure. I mean, this makes no sense. I mean, I just posted earlier because I flew one other location, and honestly, the signal felt so rock solid strong that I was pretty blown away. I was actually posting about it saying, wow, the Mavic 3 Cine has just an amazing transmission system. I mean, it just felt so good and so stable. And then I kind of jinxed myself and went to the next location and this happened. So my cat plays fetch. So yeah, I mean, I haven't eaten all day. I had a coffee in the morning. I haven't had any water literally all day. So it's 3:47. I opted to go live and share this with you guys to kind of raise a little awareness, maybe also just to be cautious when flying in high frequency areas such as city limits, and also pay very close attention to your remote control signal strength. All right. So anyway, the cat takes over everything. He's all over the drones. He's climbing on Inspire 2 cases. Show everyone your ass. Yeah, I mean, as I said, the range did feel good on it. I mean, I had no complaints, but this happened. So now I kind of have a complaint. So what to do? I don't know. I have to basically upload some stuff to DJI and see what they have to say about reading the log files. And at the very least, I got refresh on it. And at the very worst, I have refresh on it, and they should cover it because it has flyaway coverage as well, bound to it. But they should replace the drone and ideally refund me if I want to, out of warranty and out of just not, it shouldn't have happened. So I'll keep you guys posted though. Simon. The cat needs to get his energy out. So let me look at some of the comments. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as I said, the return to home, it was crazy because where I was, okay, here I am sitting, here's the river, here's Trump Tower. It showed that my home point was over here across from where I was. So it basically showed that I took off across the river from where I was sitting. So I have no idea how or why that happened. I mean, I guess you really have to pay extremely close attention every single flight, of course, which I think I kind of do. But maybe you have to be almost paranoid about everything and triple check everything, almost to the point to where you calculate whether or not you even want to fly. But at that same time, then you're never getting footage or shots. So I don't know. I mean, you can't be paranoid all the time. You got to fly kind of safely and as educated as you can. I mean, I've flown this zone, as I said, a ton of times. So for me, I didn't think it was super high risk. I actually sit at the same exact spot. I'm comfortable. I launch it. I kind of wait to make sure everything's not going into Addy mode. Yeah, I don't know, that bogus home point thing. I don't know why that actually happened, Jack, though. So just so bummed out. It's hard to not want to just scream and just do something with the jock strap. But honestly, the drone today was, to me, doing an amazing job getting footage, other than having my level constantly going off. So the gimbal kept on throwing off the horizon level, which was really frustrating. I constantly had to adjust it in the gimbal adjustment, section of the app, of the Fly app. So that was a big pain in the butt. I was having the gimbal not level the horizon a bunch of times. So that was a lot of just annoying. That was probably the biggest thing that I experienced, other than the fact that I don't have the Cine with me anymore. So, but the range, as I said, the transmission was really impressive. No, I have nothing, no footage on my phone. The only thing I have is the little arrow of the log showing basically what was going on. And it looked like, as I said, it didn't make any sense. It showed the home point across the river from where I was sitting. And then it kind of zoomed around and zipped around down the river. And then the last point was essentially across the street from where I was sitting by a hotel. So that's where I went up on the roofs and kind of checked and, searched that whole zone, but I didn't see anything. So that's really about it. I'm gonna go ahead and check my email and try DJI, and hopefully their phone lines are working once again. I'm gonna upload my log files, and DJI, I pray, does right by their customer, and a good customer. I mean, they should do right by everyone, of course. But to have basically 3 incidents in 3 different drones in the last 3 months really kind of sucks. So I got my Inspire 2 back at DJI. I just got my Mavic 2 Zoom back from DJI, getting replaced under warranty. And now I have my Mavic Cine 3 somewhere in the Black Abyss in Chicago. So got some crackhead running around with a Mavic 3 wondering what to do with it. I don't know. I mean, as I said, hopefully someone does right and turns it in, or someone finds it. But again, I don't know how they're even gonna know it's mine other than word of mouth. I mean, it is a big city, but it's kind of a small town mentality, thankfully. That's part of the beautiful part of Chicago. People are pretty decent for the most part, if you're not getting shot. So, no, but I mean, usually it's pretty good. I mean, it's a small community for the most part, especially drone pilots and photographers and stuff. So people are always kind of combing the city and going around. And if someone sees a Mavic 3 Cine, I think they'll start to inquire if anyone lost one. Or maybe, I don't even know if they can look at the footage. Maybe they can't, but whatever. I haven't used any other cable other than the high-speed data cable. I don't know if a USB-C cable would even work or transfer the footage, because it was all ProRes footage on the SSD drive. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna check my email, get a drink of water, chill out, and not try to freak out, and get something to eat and play with my kitty, and that's it. So I'll let you know what happens. Stay tuned. Really sucks that I can't share the footage that I got today with you guys, because I guarantee you've been impressed. I was impressed with my own flying today. It was a super beautiful day, and everything just clicked together, and guarantee I could have put together probably the most rock star Mavic 3 Chicago footage, 110%, but I can't, so I won't. So that's it, guys. Aloha, and thanks for tuning in, and appreciate the support and concern, and until next time, peace, guys. See ya.